Hello everyone, and welcome to a very somber royal reading. It's a very somber day. Yesterday, I don't know about you, but for me it was very, very emotional, very shocking, the level of emotion and also the suddenness. Even though in my readings I had seen it coming, with the suddenness, the way it happened so quickly was really very shocking. And so sending you all lots of love, lots of light. And I was heartened to see how warmly King Charles was received when he and Camilla arrived back in London from Scotland, and they arrived at Buckingham Palace. They were greeted very warmly. He went out and greeted the crowd, and it was heartening to see and hopeful that things will go smoothly for him and the public will settle and support him, whatever one might feel about him. I don't have any strong opinions on him, and I wish him the absolute best, and I wish the nation the absolute best in this very traumatic time. I know people really are genuinely traumatized, and not only people who are over there, but people all around the world are really, really quite overwhelmed by this, and it does feel as if something has really shifted in our world. But in my opinion, just my opinion, and you know, it's all just my opinion, not necessarily in a bad way. I don't feel that this is a bad thing. Quite honestly, I feel green shoots, I feel new energy. I think things, interesting things might be just around the corner, and interesting and good things. And we'll be reading on all of that in the coming days and weeks and months. But today, of course, the prodigal grandson who arrived too late to make his farewells. I saw that. I did a reading. It was number 544. It's on the Royals playlist, where I saw quite clearly that he would not get to see his grandmother again. It would all be too late. He looked very stricken on his way up, very stricken on his way down. He travelled alone. And so we're going to just have a look today using the Ordinary Rider-Waite Tarot, and we're just going to see how he's doing, what's going on with Harry. And of course, tarot reading, you know the drill, just opinion, entertainment purposes, disclaimer in the box below. I'm going to do a 9-card reading, and I'm going to look to see how he's feeling, was he aware of how serious the situation was with the Queen, why he didn't see her one last time. He was asked, he was told quite forcefully by various people and through various conduits, lines of communication. So why didn't he go and see her? And then of course he travelled alone. People were quite surprised he actually went up, because the other grandchildren didn't go, only Prince William, and of course he is the heir, the direct heir now, so it was rightfully his place to go. So was Harry asked to go, or did he just arrive? Why didn't he travel with the rest of them? How was he greeted? How was he received by King Charles, by Prince William? And what impact the last few days going to have on his marriage? Of course, Meghan was going, and then she wasn't going, and we'll read on that separately. But what impact this turn of events, this very shocking turn of events, might have on their marriage, and finally on Harry himself. Is this a moment of reflection, of awakening? Is he going to have a moment of clarity, or is he just going to blunder on, in my opinion, blundering on, without any change of heart or insight into perhaps the error of his ways? So those are the questions that I have written out, and just getting a taste of energy for him. Apparently the Harkles are staying in London for the funeral. I don't know what is happening to the children, who's looking after them, and we'll no doubt find out in due course what is going on. Maybe they'll be flown to the UK, who knows. But all very, very weird at the moment, very weird in their world. I'm sure very disturbing for Harry, and underlying energy of this reading, interestingly, is the Chariot. And that's the ambition card. It's also a travel card. And of course, he did organize his own private jet and immediately fling himself on it and fly as fast as he could to Scotland. So it's there, that ambition, that drive, that the travel, the absolute insistence on traveling. We haven't got to those questions yet, but this is the underlying energy. And of course, it is also the Cancerian card. It is the Prince William card. So to me, it's competition with Prince William. That if William was going to be there, then Harry was damn well going to be there as well. And I'm trying not to do an angry and offensive reading today because it's not the time for those kinds of readings. I don't think people are in deep mourning. It's still in a lot of shock. But anyway, we're just going to see where he is and what's going on. Let's put that card aside. We'll put it up there. So his situation, how he's feeling in himself right now. Knight of Pentacles. He is actually feeling quite solid in himself right now. He is back on his horse, back in his place, he feels. This is about him, his own feelings, not what we might think looking at him from our perspectives, our different perspectives. He feels he's back on his path, that he's doing the right thing, he's being dutiful, he's being honourable, he's being stable and solid and loyal and devoted. That is how he feels. So this is not the energy that I was expecting. It's not the energy that was coming off the photos of him that he was caught in driving to and from Balmoral and to and from Windsor. But I've been nudged. Sometimes I get these nudges. Go and look back at the cards that you've pushed away. 5 of Cups that is hidden. This is the second underlying energy, is the 5 of Cups. This is the energy I was expecting to show up in this reading more. That absolute regret and remorse. It's there, but it's sitting under this card of ambition and need. Whether I need footage for Netflix or my deals that I've made with Penguin Random House or whoever else. And those words are really sticking in my craw as I'm saying them now because I find them so offensive in the context of the circumstances that we are in right now. As I say, heavy mourning and shock and devoted service for such a long period. And then we get this ambition and this drive, but beneath it, there is genuine grief and remorse and regret, but it's buried way below. So for he himself feels like he is back on track. But let's see, how serious did he realize how serious the situation was? We all did he? I don't think so. 6 of Wands in reverse. This tells me he was so busy on his full royaling tour, all over the place, speechifying and with the red carpet and all the fake PR and the seat fillers and all the rest of it that they'd got for this a fake tour that they organised because they needed the footage and they needed the notice to compete with William, who was scheduled to go to New York. I doubt he's still going to New York. We don't know though, this month. So all that competition, it's all been in vain with the 6 of Wands in reverse. It's the defeat card. It's a bitter defeat card. It's a narcissism card for me, the 6 of Wands as well. So busy parading around and posturing and being Mr. Important with Madame, the wife, that he didn't take any notice of the messages he was getting. So let's just see why he didn't make time to see the Queen one last time when he was there. He was right there. And the messages, the call was going out to him. Well, there's your answer. It's a very clear answer. The Queen of Wands is a fire sign woman, is Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle said, nope, nope. And she was busy clapping back at the royals. William crossed lines and all of that guff that she was spouting through her little lapdog, Scobie. In the final hours of the Queen's life, as she was still attacking the royal family, there was no way that she was going to go up to Balmoral to see either Charles or the Queen while she was busy promoting herself So that's the answer to that one. Not a surprise at all, but very clear from the cards, from the Rider-Waite Tarot, that that's the reason. So why did he go? Was he asked to go? Was it this desire to compete? It's the Chariot, needs to be seen. Why did he go hurtling up to Scotland? Too little, too late. But of course, was he asked? Yeah, trying to come back in from the cold. Five of Pentacles. Realised the optics of it, how bad it looked. That everybody else was either there, Princess Anne and Prince Charles were up in Scotland. The rest of the family has all been visiting through the summer, and they have noted it. Edo posted on his, I think, Instagram, he a very lovely tribute to the Queen. He really does seem to know how to do things the right way and the genuine way as well. And he mentioned, and a bit of shade I suspect, but he mentioned how glad he was that his child had been able to spend some time with the Queen through the summer up at Balmoral, and how lovely it had been and how heartbroken they all were. Harry didn't want to be left out. He is aware that the royal family has kind of closed their doors to him and Meghan, and he's trying to fight his way back in, and hence the Knight of Pentacles there, back on his horse clutching his pentacles. He needs to get back in, back to the inner circle, back inside. He and Meghan, there they are, out in the cold, in the blizzard, damaged, reputations damaged, in financial trouble, in a lot of trouble with the public. Public don't like them anymore, it's very clear. Even I think Meghan must have noticed, apparently bewildered at how disliked she is, but still it does seem to have penetrated. So scrambling to get back in the fold. Why did he travel separately? The rest of them went up on an RAF jet. William and Andrew and Sophie and Prince Edward, they went up together. Notably, Prince William was fine driving. The rest of them in a car, just like normal people, making that very sad journey. I'm sure many of you have made that very sad journey. I know I have. And in their case, they knew it was a journey without a happy outcome. There was no hope. They knew that when they were making that journey. No visible policing, no outriders, no flashing lights, no sirens, just them. Harry, of course, a little bit different, had to make his own grand entrance. But why did he travel alone? Was he not invited? Did he, what was the situation? It's all the fighting. All the fighting. Five of Wands is a fighting card, conflict card. Fighting with people you love, your nearest and dearest, is fighting, and nobody wanted to be around him. Just don't bring him here. And especially as there was talk that the wife was going to. And initially there was mention that there were going to be 7 on that RAF jet going up to Aberdeen. And then suddenly it was only 4. So it sounds to me as if Harry and wife and possibly bodyguard were going to go up, and then no, not if she's there. Make your own way, mate. That's my interpretation of this card, and that's my opinion, and that's, I guess, why the mad scramble to hire a private jet and got there much later than the rest of them. But the rest just couldn't deal with it, couldn't deal with having him there and having her there. So reception, how did Prince Charles, now King Charles, how did Charles react to his presence? His, I think, unwelcome presence, but let's see. What kind of a reception did he get from King Charles? Emotional, glad to see him, I'm sure tears, I'm sure hugs, very, very glad to see him. So it was an emotional, absolutely meeting with that King of Cups, Knight of Cups, I apologise, Knight of Cups. Dear boy, dear boy. So definitely Charles, very, very glad to see him. How was William? William's response? Measured. I've seen this card. I did a reading on Prince William a few days ago. It seems like in another lifetime. It does feel as if there's been a big reset, a break with the past and a reset. And we're still finding our footing in this new territory that we're all inhabiting, this new timeline that we're all on. And I got this energy in that reading. It was quite a surprising reading to me. It was in the context of William trying to reach out and say to Harry, well, you're in the UK, you're just around the corner. Can we not meet? Can we not mend the situation? Can we not get over the mess? It was quite an emotional reading, and this energy was dominant in it, this energy of balance, of harmony, of being temperate, of trying to curb his anger. I said in that reading, I can remember it vividly, that I think Prince William has gone past the anger phase, where he probably wanted to punch Harry if he saw him. And he's now in this, all right, we have to fix this, we have to make this work, we need to. At some level, we need to sort this out. We may never trust you, and we may never welcome you back in as a working royal, but we can't always be at odds. We can't, because of course Harry out there, loose cannon, can cause untold harm. So the wise thing to do, the strategic thing to do, the evolved and angelic thing to do is to make peace. It's taking the high road. It's taking the high road, and I'm sure there were discussions between Prince William and King Charles about the road to take and the response and how to handle the situation, and being very strategic, being very careful, careful to make him feel welcome. I know people watching this might be throwing things right now at the screen and hissing and spitting and outraged, but that's the energy that I'm getting. And as I keep saying, it's for strategic reasons. It's damage control, bring him back in. Maybe the book can be got rid of. Maybe even the wife can be got rid of. We know the public can't stand him. We can park him somewhere. Africa. I know, poor Africa, we always have to take up the slack when it comes to these unwanted aristocrats. They get farmed out to the colonies. Just kidding. And of course, all just my opinion, but that's the energy in this column here in this reading. So impact for Prince Harry of the last few days, the very shocking events of the last few days. He looked very emotional. He is very emotional, hidden underneath his need to get back in, his need to be seen, to be back in, this Chariot card and this Knight of Pentacles, to re-establish himself, reassert himself, ingratiate himself with the royals again. It's interesting that the emotion and the good intentions are coming from the royal side, the ambition, the self-aggrandizement coming from Harry's side. How is this going to impact his marriage? She, of course, had to stay behind. Yeah, this is the marriage. This is not his relationship with the royal family. This is his marriage. It's going to have quite a devastating effect on his marriage, his relationship, and his illusions about what his marriage represents and what it has accomplished for him. It has accomplished the Ten of Cups in reverse, absolute maximum unhappiness. And everyone can see through it. It's going to be very hard for him to maintain the illusion that this is the perfect couple. They're so in love with each other, hold hands wherever they go, adore each other. The body language was already pretty clear before the news broke from Balmoral of the perilous situation that the Queen was in. So yeah, it does not bode well for the marriage. I can hear a tiny violin playing somewhere. And for himself, any moment of clarity, any truth dawning, any reflection, any insight, any chagrin, anything like that, what impact is it going to have on him? It's not a card that I would like to see. It's a very minor card, the Two of Pentacles, very, very minor. I would like to see a big revelation. The Tower, something like that. Judgment card, wake up. But the Two of Pentacles is a start because it's about balance. It's the mini-me of Temperance card. Temperance card, well, one of them. Temperance card is the big guy, the person who's done the work. He doesn't need the drama and all of that, because he's processed everything. Prince William has processed everything, and he's understood everything, and he's okay in himself. This one here, this is Harry here, the Two of Pentacles. It's a very minor card. It's a very low energy of just starting that journey towards balance and equilibrium, and sorting out priorities. And he's thinking about it. It's a thinking card. Twos are about decisions and who you're wanting to partner with. So it's making him think. This is interesting, the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the fact that the Two of Pentacles is sitting under that. He's going to think about this now. He's going to be forced to think about it. I'm sure that he will be protected from booze as he was protected. Well, he still heard booze, but I'm sure that at the funeral and at all the events around it, he will be protected and the royals will put on a united front. But I'm sure behind the scenes there's frost. There is frost, despite the dear boy and the shaking hands and thank you for coming, and you can sit over there, and we'll all sit over here, but we'll pass the biscuits around, kind of a vibe from that card. The Two of Pentacles tells me that he's going to be assessing where his loyalty lies. He's going to be thinking about it. I want to say rude things now about him and call him all kinds of names, but I won't. Not today. Not today. I think we have seen enough today from these cards. I just wanted to really check in and say hello and keep you company a little while, and thank you for keeping me company too. It's been great to have this community and other communities out there to share our sorrow and to feel comforted in this time, and to know that the Queen was loved and respected and admired across the world and by all kinds of people. Even Putin had good things to say. So and also, as I said at the start of this reading, that the royal family is loved and that King Charles has been received warmly back in London. It's all good so far. Let's hope it keeps that way. And thank you for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.